Hello, friends. This is episode 13.
Hi, I'm Debbie.
Hi, I'm Stephanie.
Hi, I'm Ronnie.
And I'm Lisa McIntyre. Welcome to Working Wonders. Tonight, we've got a very special, super secret guest for you guys. It's somebody that's really close to the Float Network and, the Float Convention. And this person is going to be revealing some secrets that have not yet been told. So for those of you that are live, you're going to hear it first. Please feel free to comment and question us in the chat. But first, we're going to tease you by chatting about some of our favorite or first float moments. So who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
So I don't know. It was so hard to think of like my absolute favorite moment at Float, and it's so weird because honestly, if you know me, I'm a pretty selfish person, but my honest favorite moment at Float was watching my friend Amy win for the best organic design. And I was just like, it was like a proud moment for my friend who worked so hard. And even though like here in Las Vegas, like technically we're competition, it was absolutely amazing. Like seeing her do that. She worked so hard at all of the different competitions. And I mean, she was just go, go, go the whole time. And to hang out with my friends that are like my Las Vegas friends and be able to be there at Float and learn all of these things. And then when we got back home, we're able to bounce ideas off of each other because of what we learned at Float. And that was really fun. And I don't know, like, it's weird that it's like, my favorite moment isn't about me.
I can appreciate that. I very much enjoyed, people that I just love and admire watching them work so hard and get up on stage, and get the accolades that they truly deserve.
See them win something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And just watching all the competitions too, like just like watching everybody build, and like when you walk in, you just hear the machines going and you're like, it's the sound of my people. It's really fun.
I also had a very hard time thinking of my favorite moment in Float. I am not an original floater. I can't remember if I've been at 3 or 4. I guess I'm going to have to check in the record.
What does an original floater mean?
What? Floater.
But what you said, you're not an original
since
floater.
The beginning.
In other words, I haven't been there since the beginning, and I'm not. I went to my first one sort of on a whim. Judy was going to Florida. It was the same week of Float. We weren't so busy. I said, I'm thinking like it's not a real expensive convention, which Steve works hard to keep it,
right,
affordable. I said, what, I'm just gonna go. It's 3-4 days. It's not a Sunday, And I went, and I had such a great time. And at the end of that convention, there was an announcement that anybody who was there who signed up and gave a $50 deposit got like this super cheap price for the following year. And I remember I was standing in the lobby. I called Judy. I said, I'm signing us both up. I think I can get you into, even though you weren't here. And we're just gonna, you have to come, and we have to come back. And it's like I said, it's hard to find a particularly special moment. It's a very friendly, chatty, and it's so funny because I think I was there with Lisa and I was there with Ronnie. I never met you before Tuesdays with Tony. And obviously not Stephanie either. But you always make new friends there. Like, I've made lots of great friends. I've gotten to know people. And I think just the whole atmosphere is what makes it so special to me.
Yeah.
Lisa's a longer time floater.
Yeah. Well, not really. 2017, I think, was my first one.
Oh, so same as me, I think.
And I'm actually going to share a picture. Let me see which one is the better one.
You have better screen sharing skills than I do, I hope.
Well, I mean, it was, I've had a little bit more practice than you. So I'm going to go ahead and push the right button. And there you go.
I thought I was pushing the right button.
So my first,
you're fine.
You did good. It's
okay. I can take it.
So my first float, it was, I think that from what I hear anyway, 2017 was whenever a lot of twisters really started coming into Float. Like, there was a bit of a surge that year. And so being that I'm pretty involved with the twister community and a bunch of my friends knew I was coming, I'm friends with a lot of Canadian twisters, and get roped into a lot of their projects. They call me their honorary Canadian. So I ended up twisting on the Canadian team, well, competing on the Canadian team. And the theme that year was something like Balloons Without Borders, or Balloons Without Boundaries, I think. And it was kind of like a travel theme.
That's cool.
And so people were thinking international stuff, and we went to space with it. And so we made an astronaut on a lunar lander, and the aliens are scrambling to put together a welcome arch to welcome the astronaut. And that was our Balloons Without Boundaries or Borders.
So cute.
And
that's super cute.
So it was really intense, and I got to work with some really great people, and Dante Longhi and his huge team was like right beside us, just doing all this beautiful, gorgeous duplet square pack. So it was really amazing to have like a front row seat to something like that while I'm working on something else. And literally, like, the convention hadn't even started yet, and this is like one of my favorite, I should say it's my first memory. There's so many favorites, you can't really pick just one.
It's really hard.
And I also have this one from last year, again competing with just friends, and I don't have pictures of other stuff to show you, of like all the little minutia, but just hanging out in the lobby and just chatting with people and picking each other's brains and just really coming together as a community. I love that so much. And so this was actually last year. Crystal Yee, again, from Canada, she's a glutton for punishment, and I'm always willing to, throw in with her. And she competed. This was, I believe it was an organic sculpture.
Not to interrupt you or anything. I would have never met
sculpture.
Someone like Crystal in a gazillion years. I mean, where would I have met her? She's a twister. She does dresses. We worked together on final night, I think the first year I was there, when I was there with myself.
Mm-hmm.
And we sort of got roped into staying when everybody else sort of peeled off, because it was an impossible project what we were doing, and we just hit it off and became friends. And I always make fun of her high-heeled boots, and but
she has amazing footwear.
Yes,
so
really
funny.
amazing, like really high. And in a million years I never would have met somebody like that.
She's one of the reasons why I bring more than 2 pairs of shoes to float and conventions in general. I would bring like Galanite and my Converse. And I think the last convention I went to, which she was at, because I didn't want her to look down on me, I think I brought like 8 pairs of shoes. It was ridiculous.
But I bet you know high heels like her.
Oh yeah. All right. I'm agreeing with you. Those are impressive.
High heels.
I want to wear. I think I'd take on the stilts before I take on the high heels.
But I think that's what the opportunity is in float, because it's there's not 1,000 people there. You really get a chance to meet people. And like I said, and she's such a wonderful person. And I took a class with her, and I feel like if I needed something, I could call her up, and never would have met her in a gazillion years. So
right. Matt Lewis is in the chat, and he says, "Evening, you 4 beauties." So I just wanted to pass
hey Matt.
He loves
All
that.
right. Well, I unfortunately have not had a float experience yet, but I'm very much looking forward to it in 2022. I was supposed to attend float last year, but my son unfortunately had to have emergency surgery. We found out that his airway was blocked almost 90%. So he had to have his tonsils and adenoids removed, and then his sinus cavity manipulated.
Ooh.
And so I didn't think that I was going to be able to go. And then he ended up healing up really nicely. And by the time it was, I got the go ahead, it was too late. So, but something that I do have the pleasure of doing is introducing our very special guest tonight, the founder of Float himself, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Steve Jones.
There we go. Hold on. There we go. All right.
You're on a tilt-a-whirl.
He was so excited he turned somersaults for us.
That's it. That's exactly right.
He tricked Steve.
So
I
talented.
I feel really bad because the truth of the matter is everybody's been waiting for like who the big special guest is. And it's like, dude, we see him all the time. So
But
not on Working Wonders.
well, okay.
Right.
Okay. And right, exactly. And here's why, because Stephanie's really not technically correct, because even though I'm guesting on the show, I'm not the real special guest tonight. The real special guest is I am actually here at the host hotel, and I'm going to give all of you a little background tour of our new home for Float 2022.
Yay.
So there you go. Now I'm starting out though here at Debbie's request, because for some reason,
Throw me under the bus.
because for some reason, Debbie wanted to see my bedroom.
She
I don't
did.
know why. I don't know why. I keep trying to tell her, Debbie, I'm way too old for you. So that's just not going to work.
You're lucky my husband's not in the room.
But I'm up here. I'm still in my room for one specific reason. And this is because of Ronnie. Ronnie said, oh my God, you have to show them. You have to show them. You have to show them. You have to show them.
Oh my God.
And so,
I know.
and
The
it,
best part
and,
outside with your weird request.
and it turns out I've got the perfect view from my
Oh,
room
nice.
of
I'm not the
Target,
only one that's
ladies and
excited
gentlemen.
about this.
Of Target.
Out of all of
Yeah.
the things for these two to
know.
request, Debbie wants to see the rooms and Ronnie wants to show the Target across
Right.
the parking
See,
lot.
What's wrong with that picture?
So what I'm trying, so let me explain why this is so significant. For those people that have never been to Float before, in St. Louis for 4 straight conventions, we were completely isolated from anything. So basically, if you didn't have a car, right? The great thing about St. Louis was the hotel was literally a 2-minute shuttle ride from the airport.
Right.
It was, I mean, and it was all free and nothing, blah, blah, blah. But you were near nothing. And if you didn't have a friend with a car and you didn't have a car, you were stuck eating only the hotel food. And that was fine, but it was very expensive. So this is down below, right down here. That's our convention space. And there's freaking Target right there in the parking lot.
Yeah.
So you guys have the ability, okay, to run, literally walk to the next, go across the parking lot and get stuff. It's fantastic. And I should
And we
say
were doing it during the polar vortex when it was like -10 degrees. So it is,
Yeah.
it
I
is
was
doable in the
terrified.
winter.
Yeah,
I
she
was
were.
actually I was terrified to leave the hotel, so I would literally like stand at the window at the convention and just like stare at Target, like it's right there, it's right there. But I was so scared to go outside in the snow.
I think Debbie might have a problem if I show her the tub, so we'll stay away from that.
No, not only am I not your favorite Levy, you're skirting on skating.
See,
on
now
skin
people don't understand that now. People didn't see it, so they don't know what you're talking
Right.
about. So let me give me just a minute here. So now I'm going to go into the hotel. So obviously I have to. I'm going to go into the hotel, so obviously I have to mask up. So bear with me for
Any
just a second.
questions from the audience for Steve? Any razzing while he's getting dressed there?
Oh, I'm sure there's a lot of razzing.
Would anyone like any other requests?
Yeah, whenever you came on screen, our viewership dropped. I just want to,
Oh, I believe that. Well, no, seriously, that's what I'm saying. They're sitting there going, really? Him? No. Sorry.
Is he going to sit on a step and talk to us?
Jessica Zillman says, boo, I thought it was going to be someone special, LOL.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
Sarah Myers in the audience, and she says, Debbie's the best. I'd share a room with her any day.
Thank
Get
you.
in line, Sarah. Get in line.
Wow.
Well, anybody who
Carlos
wants to
Gonzalez is making jokes.
Right. Anyone who wants to share a room with Debbie, she's already inquiring about upgrading to a suite. So
exactly.
You'll be in good accommodation.
I'm taking bids here,
Right.
Matt Lewis wants you to show the tub now. And
Matt
Teresa
Lewis
Harding says, hi, Philomena.
Matt Lewis wants to see the bar. I'm well aware of that, so it's fine.
Right.
It's a really nice bar too. The food is so good.
Not that we'll spend any time there at all.
Well, afterwards, just to
Sweetie.
go and eat, the food is really good at the hotel.
Well, but I will tell you why Steve's walking around. The Harry Carey restaurant that's in there, Harry Carey has amazing food. The food is so good.
So good.
Okay, so can I jump in?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm standing in the lobby here at the hotel. This is obviously the main guest portion of the hotel. So we actually, unlike the past conventions, we actually have two separate convention spaces now. We have the space over this way, which I call the academic section, and we got the space back in the right, which is the activity section. So we'll start over here. So right now, where we're headed to is we're headed to the grand ballroom.
Oh, turn around and show where the restaurant is.
I can do that real quick. Hold on. Give me 1 second to flip. The restaurant is right behind me.
Yeah,
it's like right there. Yep. So there you go.
And that's you can go right out that door to go to Target.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't even know that Harry Carey was in there.
Yeah, no, you go out this door to go to Target.
That's what I said.
Okay, so
all of Ronnie's favorite spots
are in different spots. Yeah.
Okay, so this right here, this is going to be, as you can tell, you can already see a huge difference for those of you that have been before it. Now, the great thing about this particular hotel is because the convention space is separate from the occupational space, we can actually close this section down. So we can absolutely limit it to just our attendees. And as those of you that went to Float in St. Louis, you can already tell one humongous difference. And that is that you're not getting claustrophobic because the ceilings in here are like 18 feet. So the entrance decor people are going to be very excited about that.
Is that gonna change the specs for the competition?
Yes, it will change the specs for the competition because for example, the measurements or some of the measurements I was taking today are these spaces here. And so unlike before, where I think you had 13 feet across, these gaps are only 8. And as a result, I need to keep everything in these spaces so that everybody can get their own specific photos. The other thing we're talking about doing this year too, is we're either going to do the entrance decor competition at night so they can get fresh photos with a black backdrop behind them, or we're going to get pipe and drape and we'll blot out the windows so that the backdrops. So in other words, the light coming in doesn't ruin the pictures of their entries.
Right.
Nice. Great.
Then, so I cannot express enough. Oh, and by the way, closer doors to Target. So there you go. I
Take note, Ronnie.
This is.
Oh, I know.
So now understand that they've been having different stuff and things going on here at the hotel. So it's not ideal for what we're doing tonight, but it gives you an idea. So this is the grand ballroom. This is just one portion of the grand ballroom. This room right here that I'm standing in is identical to the room on the other side of this wall. Okay. The two spaces that I'm in, this space here and the space next to it, like I said, which is identical, is basically like half of the ballroom. I mean, that was the size that we had at the old hotel. You double that space, and that's the grand ballroom here in Chicago. Wow. So what we have is we have a large central room, because this wall will come down. So we'll actually have a very large central room for opening night, for the beach party and that kind of stuff. Then we have 4 classrooms on that side and 4 classrooms on this side.
Wow.
Now one of
space.
And the classrooms are larger than the ones we had in St. Louis. Now, one of those classrooms will actually be a teacher prep space. The other thing that's different this year is that the manufacturer sponsors will have their own dedicated rooms. So in other words, like there'll be a Qualitex classroom, there'll be a Metallic classroom. So we think that's going to help alleviate some of the pressure off of the teacher prep areas.
Nice.
But I do want to share one of the reasons why I'm here. As you know, when we did the site inspection a year ago, we weren't planning on COVID. And when I went to Walt Disney World last month, I was given some very stark demonstrations as to what you have to do with lines of people. So this right here, this space that you see right here is actually it opens up. It's a registration desk, and there's another one at the other end. So what we're going to be doing is, originally the plan was this would be the registration desk and the one on the other end would be the orange store. But because of COVID, this is going to be like A through L, and that's going to be M through Z. And then we're going to have another table set up for people that pre-arrange a reservation time to pick their stuff up. But here's one of my big problems that I'm dealing with. So this particular hallway features 3 classrooms and a teacher prep space. At its narrowest point, this hallway is 9.5 feet, and you've got bathrooms on this entire side of the hall. where in the living hell am I supposed to line all those people up?
It's a lot of traffic in there
to go into a classroom with COVID social distancing in mind. So that's one of the reasons I'm here, to make all these. I mean, the hotel provides you with all kinds of information about the ballroom sizes and all that other stuff, but they don't really give you measurements for hallways. And why would you have needed it before? So I literally have to spend time now plotting out where we're literally talking about buying hundreds of like stanchion system, like knot lamps, and making our own stanchions and stuff to mark lines. And we will literally have to have people designate like I'm the end of the line and that kind of thing, or it's a thing. But so this is the academic side of things. There's not a whole lot to see over here right now, because like I said, you can't get the gravity of the room, but it's huge. And I'm really excited about being here. To me, for those of you that are watching this, if you ever attended the Great Wolf Lodge, the first 3 float conventions, the ceilings in here feel a lot like that. They got the nice height. So those people in the entrance decor competition are really going to enjoy that.
Nice.
Okay. So yes, Matt, this is where the bar is. So there you go.
He did make a special request earlier, and I know you covered it. Matt Lewis has just asked, can you stagger the class start times?
That is a possibility, and that is something we're looking into. It's not something ideal, but it would work. And we may very well have to do that this time around, and that would certainly help. But the problem is we'd have to stagger them by 30-minute increments in order to get the kind of breakdown that we need. Now, this right here is the entrance to the activity portion of the convention. And again, we can close this all off and make it just us, basically. And this hallway here consists of a whole lot more space. So let me give you an idea. The vendor showcase, for those of you that attended last year, was about 27, 28 booth spaces in a very tight space in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Right.
So I want to show you this entire wall that you're seeing, all 247 feet of it.
Wow.
Is our vendor showcase for 2022.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
one of the reasons why I'm here is the Harry Carey space here. This is actually managed by the restaurant, not by the hotel. So when I originally toured here, we didn't even look at that space, and we didn't even think we would need it, because we thought with 40 something booth spaces, we might not even, we were worried we would actually even sell them out. We sold all the booth spaces within a month. And so as a result, suddenly we've got all this, we got vendors without booths. Wow. So we decided to bite the bullet and expand on it. So this is the junior ballroom. And again, some of the air walls are up right now. Like this is about half of the junior ballroom. There's another quarter on that side. There's another quarter on this side.
Wow.
And yeah, so so there's going to be about 42 booth spaces in here, I think. And if we can get away with the demo stage, it'll be on the far wall down that way. And then unfortunately I can't, they locked me out of the other room, but, well, they already know me. So
smart. Smart.
Yeah,
Right.
We've got another 33 booths that are going in that space, which is going to be available starting later this week.
So we've got some comments in the chat section. Dina Atchley is reminding us that Phil is the master of stanchions.
That's true.
And Hannah True is clapping, and Bernella B. Henry says nice, so much more space, and I have to agree. It is a wonderful
a lot
hotel.
More space.
Yeah.
It's a lot more space.
With the vendors being out there in the hallway, does that mean that
no, they're not.
They're in the room.
Yeah, they're not in the hall.
They're in the room. Okay.
Yeah, they're in this space here. They're inside here. Yeah. And again, this is another technical issue that we ran into is before COVID hit, we agreed, because the vendor showcase is over on Tuesday, we agreed to give this room up for them so they could rent it for the 26th. Well, now the problem is we have another group of people coming into our space during COVID. So one of the things that we had to do, and that's one of the reasons why I'm here, you see this brown line that runs down the entire room. Well, it turns out it's 247 feet from the start down there to all the way to the end. So what we're going to do is basically when the trade shows are over, all the pipe and drape that's in there is coming out here in the hallway and designating this off so that this party will have their own clearly designated walkway into their space, and they won't be invited into the float space.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
So yeah, it's I mean, again, this is stuff we never thought in a million years we'd have to be dealing with.
I just really appreciate the fact that you're the one that's doing it. It's not like the other event is contacting the hotel to put up pipe and drape and separate them from us.
No, it's us doing it. It's us doing it.
I really appreciate that.
So this is the lilac room. Again, with all the walls up, it's really hard to see what's going on, but this is going to be, for those of you that ever, and I know Lisa's one of them, to those of you that worked in the tent, this is the new tent.
Oh, yeah.
Yay, indoor tent.
So
it was so cold out there.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't understand, in St. Louis, they had something called an event space, and that event space turned out to be a tent. Never sign a contract for a hotel without doing a walkthrough. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Wow.
But,
that works for the first year, but what about the next year?
well, the problem is that we got comfortable, is what it was. So this right here, this is half the room. This is because you can see over here, it's half the space here. And then obviously all those walls will be down, and this will be our sculpture competition, and this will be either, I think this may end up just being the sculpture competition. I'm still not entirely sure yet how it's going to work because I didn't think we had enough room in the hall to do other stuff. We might have some of the organic competition pieces in the hallway out here. And then, so anyway, that's in here as a lot of it. One of the changes that we're making this year to avoid problems is we're actually charging a deposit for people to compete. So if they want to compete this year, because last year we had 25 people signed up for one of the competitions, and we just didn't have enough space. Wow. And so but of course, half of them bailed out because it was like, oh, well, I'm not going to do it, blah, blah, blah. So if we charge a deposit, they'll get their money back when they show up to compete. But that way they'll think twice before they just randomly sign up for stuff.
Right.
This right here is the Cypress room, and this is going to be the room for the table centerpiece competition and probably the foil design competition. Again, it's going to depend on what we end up juggling around and what we decide to do with the hallway. But yeah, it's
nice that they'll have a designated space and not just be up and down the hall.
Right. Well, again, like I said, the organic competition, a lot of it's going to depend on how many entries we get. And like I said, if we have to, the great thing about it is that, okay, so at the widest point here in the hallway, it's 20 feet. The brown section is 7 feet, which means we got about 13 feet here. If I take 4 feet out away from here, we're still plenty of space that people can safely pass through and everything else. We don't have any issues.
Yeah, but it'll be nicely spread out. Even if you have to use the hall, it'll be like in St. Louis, the hall was always very, you know, all the centerpieces were right on top of each other. This is really going to be nice.
Right. And then on top of that too, if we need to, we can always use the side hall here to have some, like we could do some more organic pieces down here or what have you. So, and you
Not
ladies,
that we didn't love St. Louis, by the way. I mean, it was really
no, St. Louis was great because honestly, they were very good to us there.
And they were a very nice hotel.
They were. The problem is we just outgrew it. And I hate to say this, we haven't even been here yet. And I think we may have already outgrown this one.
Dang.
But because we can't, I mean, once we sell out of those vendor spaces, that's it. There is no,
family's really big. There's
nothing else here. And here, you ladies need to get very intimately acquainted with this room. Because this is the utility room here at Float. This is where the live broadcasts are going to take place of TMI and Tuesdays with Tony, and of course, Working Wonders. So there you go.
Very nice.
So you guys will have
seat on the left.
You will have a live studio audience that day.
Wow.
Keep in mind, we can't do it during your regular time slot because your regular time slot is dinner. That's the Final Night Gala. It's the Final Night Gala.
Yeah, that would be
right. So what we would do is
from the gala.
Well, no, we did. Now keep in mind, we did talk about a red carpet broadcast kind of thing. So
yeah,
we
we're
could
doing
also
the red
do
carpet
that.
interviews. Remember?
So we
like,
could do that. We could do that if you'd rather do that. So it's fine.
right.
And then
Steve Jones, who are you wearing?
Jackie wearing it was made by.
I'm wearing Tux by Joe. So there you go.
We should all wear balloon dresses. Like, who are
There
you
you
wearing?
go.
I'm wearing Tough Tex. I'm wearing Metallic. I'm
Right.
wearing
Nice.
Qualitex.
Nice.
And I'm really hoping that some of my staff are watching right now, because this is the new storage room for Float. So we actually, and for you, I know you guys are like,
Wow.
so like you guys are
No,
like,
it's so big.
No, yeah,
It's-
No,
but-
I have seen
that
the storage
in
room
St.
for
Louis.
Float.
Yeah, I saw it.
right. And so it don't get me wrong, it wasn't tiny, but it was about a third of the size of this room.
Right.
And the
And so-
instructor
Yeah.
prep room's bigger too.
Well, the instructor prep. Well, you haven't seen that. You haven't seen that because I can't show you because I'm locked out of it in the main ballroom. But and then the only other thing to really show you, this is where I will be hiding almost the entire convention. There's my office. So,
That is the principal's office. You do not want to go by that door.
that is
Right.
it. So yeah. So
Jessica Zillman is
So-
impressed. She says that is huge, capital letters. And Beth Lewis says, nice storage room.
Beth is one of the people that will really appreciate
There
that. Yes. Okay, so I don't know what we're doing on time. I do know that I've got two more things to go over really quickly, if it's okay.
It is 8:33, so you got like a
Oh.
half an hour. Yeah.
Oh wow, we did great. Okay, well, good.
It's fine as long as you make it perfectly clear.
We're watching, sir. It's all your show right
It's
now.
Right.
fine. Okay,
You need
so
to spill that tea.
there you go. So I do, yeah, I've got a couple things to share. Speaking of what will you be wearing at Float? So I've got two different fashion accessories. It's our first ever Working Wonders fashion moment. So I'm actually not going to a Rastafarian party tonight.
Irie.
There you go. This is actually something that I learned about probably April or May of last year from one of the ILEA planners that I do a lot of stuff with, and they're called, well, I'm calling them mood bands, but they have different names
I love
throughout
that.
the division, and they've been circulating around the event world apparently for a while now, and it's a great idea. So basically, what it is when anybody comes to the convention, they will receive one of these bands, and the band is up to them to decide which one they want, because it's based on how comfortable you are with other people. So in other words, as I yank my headphones out, so in other words, if for example, the red one means that you want to maintain your 6 foot social distance. And it basically tells people, hey, look, stand back, keep your distance. I'm good. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, you're great.
Okay,
Sorry, I
all
had
right.
to mute for a second.
Oh, no, it's fine. I was just worried that maybe when I pulled the headphones thing that I did something. The yellow one means is that I could go either way kind of a thing. So, it's okay to ask me. And then the green one, of course, means, green for go, means you can absolutely shake my hand and you can ask me to hug me kind of a thing. And that's what it means. And the idea is to prevent the awkward conversation. If everybody gets trained at Float to look for the bracelet, how to respect somebody's feelings and how they feel about the whole situation. Because even if everything's fine, even if the world is back open again, even if we don't have to wear masks, which of course at this point we're kind of assuming we are going to have to, the reality is there's still going to be a good percentage of people that are not going to be comfortable with the whole situation. And I feel like it's really important to respect everybody's boundaries in that regard.
Well,
So-
some of these people, they have medical issues. They are
Right.
transplant
Right.
recipients. They have either recently gone through chemo, are currently going through chemo, or they have other, immunodeficiencies. And so I think that's like a fantastic way to
Yeah.
Wear a red
protect
band
people.
all the time. I'm not such a big,
Yeah, everybody is calling what color they want now. Jessica Zillman, all the way red. Ha ha ha.
Who said
Matt
that?
Lewis wants green. Jessica Zillman,
Oh, yeah.
red all the way, all capital letters.
Right.
Matt Lewis
Don't you
wants
think it's
green.
going to be funny when everyone's like green when we first get there, and then toward the end of the week, more lack of sleep, everyone's going to be red. Like
Dory-
like-
Dory
love it. Like, I
Sapol
love
says
it. I
people's
love it.
mood might change daily, might need a set.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
it'll be the new trading thing.
right.
Right.
I think
Uh,
everybody
Funny.
needs to
I'll
have
trade
all
you
of
my
them so
I'll
they
trade
can
you my
choose.
yellow for your red.
There you go.
Right.
Right.
Like
And
come
Penelope Henry
Sunday,
says that's
everyone's going to
cool.
be on yellow. Monday it's just red, blazing red.
Now Tuesday I'll be wearing red, and nobody will come near me on Tuesday.
Stephanie McMillan says blood red. Oh my.
Stephanie's been to Float. She knows. Why do you think I want red on Tuesday?
And I love it. I love the idea of it because it's like, and it's so weird to say this now, but like, still, like, I'm a hugger. So for me, it's great to know, like, oh, you do not want to be hugged. I'm gonna respect that, and to know that like the people that I can be comfortable, hugging. Hopefully by 2022 we can hug again, because I do miss hugging my friends.
Well, like I said, I'm sure. Okay, so right now I've talked to several. One of the other things that we're doing with Float is we've actually spoken to and will be hiring a consulting firm whose job it is to basically review COVID policies. And I haven't done it yet with them because again, now that I'm here and all these measurements, I want to put the whole thing together before I start paying somebody to look at it. And everybody that I've spoken to thus far firmly believes that as long as the vaccine production can increase, and as long as more and more people can get it, then there's no reason why we can't have this event with some sense of normalcy in January. And in fact, today, there was a report on the news this morning about how apparently because of some kind of production process or whatever, they think they're able to start getting out as many as 1 million a day, like produced. So now, mind you, they're not all coming here to the US, they're going globally, but the more people that get vaccinated, the more likely we are. But I do need to remind everybody that there is still a possibility, however remote, that if the governor of Illinois says that Lombard is not in phase 5, and right now it's in phase 4, which means they're allowed to have up to 50 people. Like the restaurant here, they can't have any more than 25% or no more than 50 people, I believe it is total in the restaurant. See, you literally go from 50 people to as many as you want. That's a huge jump. And I have a I have a feeling what's going to happen is there's going to be like a phase 4A, a 4B, a 4C. And so we got to see where we are. The hotel did inform me today that if for some reason we as a group are still not comfortable in December with where it's at and whether or not we're going to be able to actually run the event, that they'll just find us a new date and we'll see if we can do it. But we're all hoping for the best and hoping that we don't have to worry about it. So
I heard today that the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is now out also.
No, it hasn't been approved yet.
It got approved today.
It got approved today. Okay.
It got approved
today.
And that's a one-shot deal, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
Correct. So we do have one more fashion event to show though, which nobody has seen yet at all, except for Alexa. And there you go. And you ladies now.
Yeah, we saw it.
Yep. So
oh, hold on a second.
So it's fine.
I closed it whenever I closed my drink.
Tonight,
the
it still can't be.
Debbie Levy is going to be played by.
It still can't be. Oh God, Lisa Debbie'd it. Just kidding.
I did.
That's going to be the new verb now.
There you go.
Debbie.
I've been watching a lot of Community. She Britted it. So there you go. It's fine.
All right.
She Debbie'd it. Okay, so many of you that were at Float 2020 saw our new background that we built for photo ops and for the orange couch and everything else. And Lisa's going to share that picture.
Yes, there it is.
And I picked that one specifically because both Lisa and I are in the photo. So there you go.
We'll do better next time and get the rest of the gang in there.
It's quite all right. So with that being said, here's our mask design for 2022, the official Float mask.
Oh gosh, it says it's a PDF. It won't let me click on it.
Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding. Hold on a second. Let me see if there's another way that I can do.
I didn't realize I saved it as a PDF.
Hold on. Let me see if I can open it a different way.
Okay.
All right. I was like, we need a drum roll.
Wait. So wait. Let's be fair. I must have Debbie'd it then. So there you go.
I was going to say I feel vindicated, but not so much anymore.
Right. Hold on.
So basically what we're doing this year is every attendee at Float obviously will be issued a mask.
That's wonderful.
Whether or not we have to wear it or not is another story, but everyone's going to be issued one regardless in their tote bag. And,
Nice.
And obviously at the same time, if we are in fact under a masking policy, then, everybody's encouraged to bring, one clean mask every day, kind of a thing that you're planning on being at the convention, blah, blah, blah. But we are providing you with one. And I would love to show you that design. It looks like it might be coming.
It's coming up. Here we go. Ready?
Yep. There we go. Yep.
Ready?
Ta-da! So there you go.
Yay. Oh, it's so cute.
It's so cute.
It's amazing. I love it.
So we
Does it have
tied
a
it.
nose wire for us glasses wearers?
It does actually. Yes, it does.
Good.
So awesome.
Fancy.
So what we were actually going to do is, like I said, everybody, and on top of that too, the straps that are in the picture are just like graphic straps. It's actually got the ear loop kinds with the adjustable thing on it, so that you
nice.
can. And yes, it does have the wire in the nose.
Thank you.
And so everybody's going to get one for free, and you can buy extras for $5 a piece. So
Oh, nice.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
so-
Nice.
I'm gonna
really
buy an extra
happy.
one and rhinestone my
Are
balloon.
those only going to be available at Float, or are they going to go on sale ahead of time?
We might. I mean, the orders in. I should have them sometime in the middle of next month, so we certainly could. But it might make more sense just to actually, just
Have them
let people
available
pick.
there.
Yeah, it might make more sense to do that.
Right.
Only because there's so much that I already have to keep track of. I'd rather not have to keep track of that too.
I love the design. It's going to look great when we're on the couch too.
So
Sorry.
cute.
I just wanted to.
Yeah, I think it's cute. Well, hopefully, no, don't say that. Hopefully we don't have to wear them while we're sitting on the couch.
I think I still probably would. Just.
Well, I mean, we can.
I mean, what kind of fun swag would that be?
Right.
Well,
let's
never in
see,
a million years did I think I would have to design a float mask. But yeah,
Well, right.
yeah.
Who would have thought?
Yeah. It's like I never would have thought, like, the
Right.
conversations that I've had with other people, like, well, how do you do your mask design? Like, well, this is how I do mine.
Exactly.
And I prefer this one. I prefer this kind of mask. I prefer, like, what is this? This is the conversation now.
Are you making
I
Philomena
don't know.
size masks?
Oh,
If we do have to wear a mask, I'm going to get super long orange eyelashes. So that-
make sure everybody knows. So
right. All you can see is your eyes.
Dina
Love it.
Ashley says, I love those. And Hannah True has a very good question. She says, can we opt to have our masks shipped in advance so we can wash them before we use them for the extreme germaphobes? Haha.
That is a fair question, and I would say yes, we can. I think we did actually talk about something along those lines, because the idea would be that if somebody wanted to get them ahead of time, we would mail them to them, but obviously
Yeah.
they would have to pay for the shipping as well.
Right.
Right.
So yeah, I don't see why not. So in other words, if say Hannah wanted to do that, we would just mark that she already received hers, and then so she would.
Robin Beach says hand wash. That was what I was planning on doing. And Matt
Yeah.
Rose says he's going to get a mask done for me staying Stewart. I'm not sure what that means, Matt. For me staying Stewart. Is that a reference to the flotation device that has been recorded and not yet out yet? Anybody know?
Well, keep in mind it had to be re-recorded. So.
Right, but it got re-recorded today.
Yeah.
So they've done it twice now, so I'm not sure.
Now to be fair,
Right.
now wait. To be fair, it was re-recorded because of technical difficulties, not because of anything Matt
Gotcha.
Lewis said. Now,
Sure.
don't get me wrong, the editing process has not yet
Way
begun.
to save face,
so,
Steve.
That's
Wait
the
a
story you're
second.
going with. That.
Right.
there you go.
Hannah True
Technical
says perfect.
difficulties.
She loves that option of the mailing.
I love that option.
Does the mask have a filter
do
packet?
you think that
No, that's the only thing it doesn't
Oh.
have. It doesn't have a filter pocket.
So
Right.
Dory Saypool and Robin Veach have clarified this. Matt just threw an extra T in there. It's so unlike him.
For his
To
mate.
spell. He's going to
His
have
mate.
his mask say Stewart. So it will confuse everybody because everybody confuses the
everybody.
two of them to just
Ah.
further.
And especially
You know, and
if they're wearing
confusion.
masks, you really will.
And
put his name on it?
I don't understand why, because Stewart is so much better looking. It just, it's just, it's
I was thinking that he was saying he was going to have one made for his mates Stuart, because he says his mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought like maybe like they were gonna have like matching masks.
Well,
like,
and it's
just
got to be covered in sparkles. That's just all there is to it. So.
Teresa Harding says she can confirm because round 2 was of TNT happened today. So there you go. That was what he meant.
There you go. Matt, I think that you and Stuart should get matching masks like what Tommy and Scott did on their shirts for Valentine's Day. And it said, it wasn't hysterical. So what did it say? Like, I'm one half of a whole idiot or something like that.
Something like that.
It was hysterical.
So
it was
hysterical.
Whatever it was hysterical. I'm pretty sure it said that.
Jessica Silman says she's never gotten them confused, so she doesn't get that at all. And she also says, OMG, yes, bling it for sparkles, which is, I mean, that's pretty great. And Matt Lewis says,
campaign, bling it for sparkles.
Matt Lewis, in response to your zinger, Steve says, oh, harsh, Mr. Jones, you're now off my Christmas card list. And in regards to the blinging it, he says he's on the case.
But I'll be on the Boxing Day list, so that's okay.
Oh, well,
there you go.
Consolation prize there.
Yeah. You get better stuff because everything's on sale on Boxing Day.
That's right. That's right.
That's when everything goes on sale. That's when I do my Christmas shopping. I'm like, you're gonna get your gifts after Christmas because I'm not paying full price for anything.
So the time is now 8:48. Did you have any other Tina spills?
Oh, I have a question. If somebody is purchasing or paying to have their mask shipped to them, can they add the additional mask to have the additional mask shipped to them as well?
Oh yeah, sure. Right. Yeah, we can do that. So yeah, it's ideally that would, because you wouldn't just want the one and then the other, but yeah, we can certainly do that. That's not a problem.
See the wheels turning in Ronnie's head, like what sparkles she's going to use, what rhinestones.
I'm not kidding. You guys like
the orange.
I already have orange rhinestones to rhinestone anything that I have that has an orange balloon on it. And then I've got pink rhinestones because I'm that guy. So yes, you will see me in like if there's something and it has a little orange balloon and I got it beforehand, it will be rhinestoned.
That's funny.
Today was my first
sent to you too, and then you could rhinestone it also.
Today was my first time venturing out in quite some time. And I went into a store and I literally was like, my eyes were like grabbing onto every orange shirt or orange anything I saw.
That's so funny.
I'm so prepared for first night.
I used to drive my ex Tina crazy because everything, I would just drive her nuts because it would be, if I saw anything orange, it was like float chair, float shirt, float pants, float shoes, float whatever. And she would just be like,
I'm gonna get up from my chair for 1 second. I'm not in my normal workspace, so I have to get a charger, but I can still hear. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
What is the origin of the orange? Oh, that sounds so alliterative.
What is the orange?
What made you choose, why is orange the float color?
It's actually kind of significant for a couple of reasons. Number one, at the time, no manufacturer that was prominent here in the US was using orange in their color scheme. Qualitex, of course, uses goldenrod, like robin's egg, and red. Metallic is predominantly blue and fuchsia. And Anagram at the time had kind of a funky 70s rainbow thing going with some purples and some pinks and stuff in it. So I wanted a color that was completely independent of anybody else, so it wouldn't be confused to somebody else's product. Secondly, there's a very famous marketing study that was done by Procter & Gamble back in the 60s, I think it was, where 50s or 60s, where they took detergent. They took 2 boxes of detergent and they gave it to people. And one box was just a plain bright orange box. And the other one was this black and white box. And the drawing on this thing was just this incredibly elaborate, ornate pattern on the box. And they asked people to do the laundry with them and tell me which one did the better job. And everybody hands down, like 3-1 was like the orange one. The orange one did better. The orange one did better. And the reality is it was the exact same stuff in both boxes. So they wanted to know the impact of color versus not. And finally, I like orange. So just kind of made sense. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, it was, again, Float has always been, it's always been independent, and it will, as long as I'm at the helm, it will remain independent. And so it's very important that we created our own brand and our own identity, because again, I'd like to think that the convention is a reflection of our culture as a balloon industry. So there you go.
That's awesome.
The inquiring minds wanted to know.
There you go.
Or my inquiring mind wanted to know.
It's my second favorite color. My favorite color, of course, is purple, but it's my second favorite color.
So in the chat, we've got Dory Saypool. She started something here. She says, Ronnie, will you make mine for me? Referring to the masks. And we've already got somebody else jumping on that train. Hannah True is thrown in a me too.
Me too.
And Devoralia says, I'm late to the game, but is Steve the mystery guest? With 3 question marks. She says, ha ha ha, I'm dying. And the answer is yes. Yes,
no,
he is.
No, the hotel is the mystery
hotel
guest.
was the
It's
mystery.
true, the hotel is the mystery guest. It's a little bit of a rickroll, but you guys, you got to walk through tonight, and
And you know where Target is?
2 float fashion
Right.
moments,
That's important.
right? And we all got to see Philomena too. Did you bring her downstairs?
No, I didn't bring it. She's still up in the room.
That would have been a
That
little
jet lag,
a man walking around the hotel with his stuff.
She's almost as bad as Roscoe when it comes to her contract rider. Yeah, it's pretty rough. See, the great thing is now at my age, if people see me carrying a teddy bear around, they assume it's for my kid or grandkid, so it's fine.
Funny.
So yeah, so I don't really even think twice about it anymore. I will go through the airport oftentimes with her head sticking out the back of the backpack.
Oh.
And it's quite and that's the reaction a lot of women have. So yeah, it's fine. And then they're
It's
like,
like the guy. It's like the guy who has the corgi that he rides the subway with.
Right. But then they're like, wait, you don't have a kid? Oh, now it's creepy.
Now it's creepy.
Right.
Robin Beach says, orange is the new orange.
There you go. There you go. And on that note, do we have a working wonder this week?
We do have a working wonder this week.
Yay.
Our working wonder of this week is Jessica Zillman and Mary Lou Kunka of the Rainbow Balloon Company. Let me get their beautiful pictures.
I'm getting such a thrill here.
We're just doing it to bolster you, Debbie.
Yes. So the pictures are correct, right? They're in the correct orientation. Okay. So Jessica and Mary Lou, this is a picture of their kiosk that they set up in the mall for Valentine's Day every year. Jessica has always told me no one does Valentine's Day like Mary Lou and I, and she is absolutely correct. So here is another picture. This is them. They have 2 stuffers going at one time. They also have 4 or 5 helium tanks, jumbo 300s, I think she had with her. But they completely sold out. So they set up the kiosk in the mall the Thursday prior to Valentine's Day. So they are there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They sell this teddy bears stuffed in balloons. They also sell helium bouquets. And then they do have add-ons of chocolates and flowers. They completely sold out of everything as of Saturday evening. And their total sales were over $13,000 for Valentine's Day weekend. Wow. So that was amazing. Awesome. We just wanted to say congratulations to both Mary Lou and Jessica. And then I do also just want to take a brief moment, and I know, am I upside down?
Just turn your phone and then flip it back again. That should fix it.
There you go.
You guys, I'm so sorry. We have ice outside, so I can't stream from my office where I usually stream, and I'm in my master bedroom right now, and like my husband's like sneaking around the corner to try to get dressed. So I'm trying to like, so we don't, I don't want
our last episode, the one with the pivot, like,
right. Yeah.
We make it work. We make it happen. So the audience is full of chatter here. First comment was from Jessica Zillman, and she said, "That isn't our pic." Apparently referring to the first photo you showed.
Yeah.
I took it off of her post on Boyfriend.
She says it's guessing from someone wwho posted it on her post.
Yeah, because it's at a different balloon company. I did notice that.
Oopsies.
Oh my God,
I did
I'm
see
so
that.
Sorry.
Okay,
wait.
And
so
Crystal
sorry.
Rutan is typing in all caps, "Yas, get it, girls." We know that Jessica Zillman and Mary Lou work hard, and
well,
Matt
the second
Lewis
picture definitely was of Jessica.
Yes, it
Mary
was.
Lou. I am so sorry. I pulled it off of her post. I wanted to surprise her that she was the working wonder, so I did not want to ask her to send me pictures.
And Matt Lewis says, "Great show, girls." Oh, I guess maybe talking to us. And he sometimes leaves a little early because if y'all know, he's over in Europe where it's dark 30
much
over there.
much later.
And he says, "Great show, girls. Great choice of hotel boss. Talking to you. Can't wait." And Jessica is confirming that the second pick was indeed them. So
okay, good. I got one out of two. Sorry, girl. Real quick
what?
Before we move,
it's still an honor. It's still an honor to be selected.
Right.
Wait, forget about the picture. Did anyone hear the 13 grand?
Right?
Right.
In 4 days.
And the two stuffers, helium tanks, like and to sell out of everything.
She had two lines.
That's amazing.
People were calling out, "I'm taking that one," when they were like 10 deep in line, and Jessica's like, teddy bears are flying across the, Mary Lou's like throwing teddy bears to people.
Wow.
The reason I thought the first picture wasn't hers because I thought she said they didn't even have time to properly set up their booth.
She didn't have
they
time,
but walked into the mall and were attacked.
Right. So she had shared from years past how the kiosk has progressively grown over the years when they've done this, because they go to the same location every single year. But really quick, and I was waiting for her to say something publicly because I didn't want to share anything that she wasn't ready to share, but please keep Mary Lou in your thoughts and prayers. Her mother did pass away this past weekend. Hold on one second. So I just wanted to say to Mary Lou, we love you and we're thinking about you. And yeah.
Absolutely.
Sorry, hold on one second.
Hey, you know what? It's all part of the deal.
That's why we're working wonders.
If you guys, if you really wanted to see how it really,
well, really I mean, because of the ice, instead of losing you, we got you and the kids. So I look at it as a
and a lurking husband in the background.
And a lurking husband.
Upgrade.
Yeah, he's like creeping around the corner in his boxer shorts.
And a creepy dude with a teddy bear. So
right.
Jessica Zillman says that it was over the course of 3 days, and they are definitely honored. And Matt Lewis would like to remind us all that he's not in Europe anymore.
Oh,
that's right.
Oh, that's right. They're
Brexit, y'all.
Brexit. England is separate. He's still here.
He's still in that part of the world. I mean,
you're still across the pond, Matt.
Yeah, you're
still across the pond
over there.
He's still ain't here.
I thought maybe he was going to be a surprise mystery guest, like he was going to pop up somewhere.
Well, that's when he said, "Oh, Stephanie's actually wrong." I'm like, "Oh, who did he bring?" I thought it was just you. I thought he was going to surprise us too.
Nope.
Oh, see, it's not just me.
No.
Right.
So how do you become a working wonder, or excuse me, a wonder of the week?
Yes. So if you yourself have overcome an obstacle, or you've had a great accomplishment that you'd like to share with the industry, or you know someone who has done one of those two things, please send us in an email to floatworkingwonders@gmail.com. Or you can contact any one of us ladies privately. You can send us a private message on our Facebook page. We would love to hear from you, whether it's you or you're nominating someone else for Working Wonders. And we will get them submitted and recognize you on our show.
And those of you who yesterday got to see the wonderful class by Melissa Vinson, which really had a lot of, I myself, just off the top of my head, have two great ideas that one of them I even used today with, I've been making squiggles for ages, but she holding it against her and like letting your finger, anyway, neither here nor there. If you weren't there, then you don't know that secret now. But the free replay will be available for those of you who registered. And then I think it's in 4 weeks, you'll be able to watch it for free. And then it will be for sale. And those of you who weren't there, I suggest you buy it because it was a great class. Melissa's always lots of fun. And it was really, like I said, I just off the top of my head got two little tricks. So
very informative.
And there's going to be in March one more Float Foundation, a totally free class on social media, if I'm not mistaken. I did not write that down.
No,
website. On your website. Supercharge your website. Sorry, last one on social media.
And we do need to make a little correction about that, because I think last week we said that you have to be fully paid for Float.
Right.
And that is not the case. It is available for everyone, right, Steve?
Anyone registered.
Yes.
Anyone who's at least so if you're on the payment plan and you've started making payments, you're eligible as well. Yes.
Correct. Okay.
It's not free to just anybody that wants it. Yeah. It's not free to just anybody, but you don't have to be completely paid in order to be in the vault. You just have to have started the process.
Right.
So you can buy the class no matter what, right? Like
I haven't decided yet about that, because I haven't decided yet if we're actually going to put that one up for sale or not. That might just be an exclusive Float only kind of deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Such a shame.
Keep it in the family.
That's it. That's it. Well, ladies, thank you so much for inviting me tonight and having me here.
Thank you for showing us around.
Thanks for coming.
I'm thrilled to be. I wish I didn't have to be here for obvious reasons, but at the same time, I'm glad that I could break away and come here.
Right.
And
well, again, we warmed it up a little bit for you here today.
You did, actually. Yeah. From what I hear, it's like they had a heat wave today.
Yeah.
It felt like Seattle today. So there you go.
Nice.
Ronnie, did you want to give the disclaimer? I know it doesn't quite apply to this episode.
Yeah, we didn't really do anything for the disclaimer, but as always, everything that we talk about here is our personal thoughts, and you don't have to do it the way that we do it. But yeah, there was a, you don't have to go to Target,
except for
you don't have to put rhinestones on your
have to do what Steve Jones said.
You don't have to see my bedroom.
Right, you don't know. So I would like to thank everybody.
I had maybe wished I hadn't seen.
It was a special request. He filled it.
That's right. Then Debbie should not have been so insistent.
Asking ye shall receive. I would like to thank everybody that came out tonight. I'm sorry. I would like to thank everybody that came out tonight. You guys have been great. The chat's been really active, and we love having that audience engagement. And special thank you to Steve to flying all the way out to Chicago to make our episode extra special.
Right.
Well, Philomena, the diva she is, we're just going to send her flowers and goodies and stuff.
She needs her beauty rest.
She really does. That's jet lag, man. I'll kill you. And next week, we would like you guys all to join us where we can discuss our postponed episode on apps and programs that we like to use to help us run our business efficiently and smoothly, hopefully, most of the time. And that will be next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you all for coming out.
Bye.
Bye, guys.